What's happening? I am excited. I am going on the first big trip of 2021, and here is the itinerary. I think that's what you call it. I'm in North Texas right now, which is where we're stationed at, if you will, with Imogene, full-time traveling, still in the RV. So I'm gonna leave North Texas, which is where we're stationed at right now, and I'm headed up to Oklahoma to do the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. Should take right in around 5 days or so. It is a mix of dirt and paved roads. It's about 70% dirt roads, so I'm pretty excited about that. This is another one of those adventure trails that goes all around the entire state, so I'm anxious to see what Oklahoma has to offer. I'm gonna make a stop in the Little Sahara State Park. There we're gonna meet Casey from ActionTrax, and we're gonna explore around the sand dunes, play around with some ActionTrax, probably get stuck once or twice, and just see what kind of trouble we can get into. I can't wait to explore Oklahoma. I can't wait to see what we can see, so come on, let's get started. So check out this really cool old like hotel looking thing that's for sale, huh? Wouldn't that be neat to own something like that? So I'm in Davis, Oklahoma right now, and I'm on the search for a grocery store or something that I can stop and load up the fridge with some food, so that way I can have some dinner tonight. Not sure what I'm gonna cook, don't really have any plans. As soon as I find somewhere to go shopping, then I'll kind of make my mind up there. Looks like I found something here. This is called the Sooner Foods. All right, so I scored some food for tonight. We got some chicken thighs, and I got these potatoes that are ready for the grill or the oven, so we'll see how those work out. It's about 3 o'clock right now. I usually start looking for camp sometime around 4, and hopefully we can get to camp before dark today, so that's the goal. So it says that that's part of the trail on the map here, but there's also a sign that says private property. No trespassing. Also on the map it says that it's closed during hunting season, which I'm not sure if it's hunting season or not. But with the private property deal, I'm not gonna go bussing around on somebody's property, you know what I mean? There's a lot of private property in Oklahoma, a lot of private property in Texas. That is the one thing that I do miss about kind of the East Coast mountains, and also when we get out west, is there'll be a lot of public property, a lot of public lands, BLM lands, National Forest lands, different things like that. But in Oklahoma and in Texas, I find that there's a lot of private property. This is how I remember Oklahoma from the Trans-American Trail. Just long, flat dirt roads that go on for miles and miles and miles. Rattling back there, that is the Camp Chef stove. I don't know why it's rattling like that, but it's developed that. So I think that what's happened is I usually put like this rag down there so that way it doesn't rattle, and I think that the rag is shifted. So I'm gonna have to fix that before we get started tomorrow, because that's gonna drive me insane. Like I said, just long, flat roads, man. Now, eastern Oklahoma, if my memory serves me correctly, is beautiful rolling meadows full of lush green grass. We're headed towards western Oklahoma first. So we'll get the east side later on in the week. I've stayed at some good campsites and I've stayed at some crappy campsites. This definitely qualifies for a good campsite. This is in the city of Duncan, Oklahoma. It's right along the trail, well, kind of off the trail a little bit. $7 to camp out here, which is reasonable. You can tent camp here. There's some RV spots here too as well. Right on the 𝐵𝐿𝐴, I think is what it's called. I don't know. I'll put the name down there and you guys tell me in the comments how to pronounce it, but look at this. Now, I was gonna stay over on the other side of the park, but it got kind of busy. There's a little dock over there. People started coming by fishing and stuff. And I just kind of wanted to sit out here in the nice serenity of the lake, and you can hear fishes jumping over there. It's pretty cool, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the 4Runner set up. I'm just camping in the 4Runner for this whole trip here. I'm gonna go ahead and set my bed up and everything and get it to where I can just kind of chill and look at that. I should be able to see the sunrise right over there, I'm thinking. I don't know, I got an app on my phone. I'll check it out, but I'm thinking that it's gonna come up right over there and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But that's the current situation, man. Gonna enjoy this really badass campsite. It's in the mid 50s, maybe low 60s right now. That's why I got this light coat on, but it's supposed to be in the 30s, I believe, tonight. So it is gonna be a little bit cold. I do have plenty of blankets and plenty of warm clothes, so I should be good to go. But man, I just can't get over how beautiful this view is. Man, I could think of some far worse places to cook dinner at. I'm telling you. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna cook this chicken that I got. Also got these like little potato deals from the Little Potato Company. It says that they're oven and grill ready, but I think what I'm gonna do is just toss them in here with a little bit of oil and that should be good to go. I'm not gonna do the whole package, just half the package, because the whole package probably serves four servings. So just some of the package. And then my favorite cut of chicken is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. For the value, so it's $5.41 and I got 6 of them, I think, 1 3/4 pounds, so $5.41, and I have chicken for multiple nights. So that's the way to go on that. I'll probably cook 2 of those up today, and then some of those potatoes. Only thing that I will say is kind of a drawback. It's not bad, but it's a drawback to this particular campsite, is the fact that there's 2 street lights. So what sucks about that is I'm not going to be able to see the stars the way that I thought that I was going to be able to see them. It's a nice clear night, so tonight would be the night to see the stars, but I've got those lights right there in the background that are going to harm that. And then also, pan you over here, I don't know if you can see, but just kind of watch there. See that? Yeah, those are all cell phone towers or radio towers. That's crazy, right? And your boy always keeps those financial lights on decks. Today we're working with the stone, keystones.
Why aren't you skating?
It's my leg.
Hold my stones.
What's your name?
My name is Keith Stone.
Yeah, shout out to Jim. Jim got me started on drinking these. They're actually not that bad. I mean, they taste like every other financial light. Coors Light, Busch Light, Bud Light, all those. But they're incredibly cheap. So I got 6 of these 16 ounces here in Oklahoma for $5.80. So yeah, man, Keystones. That's where it's at. Cheers. Take you through the sleep situation. I've got the travel size MyPillow right here. I had a regular size MyPillow, which I really enjoyed, but it was just a little bit too big. They came out with this travel size. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's perfect. I'll leave a link down in the description. Underneath that is my stuff sack. It's actually got Christie's sleeping bag in there, and then the heavy duty sleeping bag that I have in there, so I'll just use it as a pillow for tonight. As far as the sleeping bag goes, I've got a lightweight military sleeping bag, and this is part of a sleep system. The heavy duty one's in there. Like I said, my buddy Kevin Austin donated this to me. They affectionately know that as the fart sack in the U.S. Army. Then I've got my blanket. This is a good blanket if I can find one similar. It's by 𝗏𝙗™ is the name of the blanket, but I really enjoy this blanket. It's perfect size. Underneath it I've got a thermarest, and then underneath that I have like a sleep pad from Walmart that's just, it just works. So with all that, I'll stay nice and warm. It's only supposed to be in the high 30s tonight, so I don't need to get the heavy duty sleeping bag out. This right here will keep me warm enough. Good morning. Man. One thing I've found is these stuff sacks are really cool, but if you do like I used to try to do and just fold things up, never seems to work out. So what I do now, literally just stuff the sack full of whatever I want to put it in, and it figures out where it needs to lay. Works out great this way. So that was my sleeping bag that I used. This is my Berkshire blanket. Really cool blanket, really warm blanket, really tall blanket, which is nice. Yeah, that's everything in there. Let me get my pillow. Like I said, this pillow is really nice because it folds up within itself and goes down like that. You can also use it like that if you want a little firmer pillow. Stuff right there. Throw my little protector over. I guess that's for, you know, if water or anything like that gets in. Boom. There you go. Stuff sack. Stuffed. So you know what I just realized while the coffee's getting ready here? No creamer. And I'm a bit bougie like that. Like I like my French vanilla creamer or hazelnut creamer or whatever. No creamer. Meanwhile, I'm still sipping on black coffee, and whew, let me tell you, shit there put hair on your chest, boys. It's not terrible and I can do it, but it's like drinking unsweet tea. You just don't want to, you know what I mean? So check this out, right? So Oklahoma is flat by all recollection that I can remember. It's flat, but look at that. Off in the distance there's some damn mountains. I think those are called the Wichita Mountains. So come to find out, Oklahoma's not nearly as flat as I thought it was, I guess. Those are some old mountains, all worn down, eroded, windblown. You just have to take a second to appreciate the bravery of this gangster duck or goose. So throughout this whole area here, I've been hearing it sound like these booms, and I was like, damn, what the world's going on? Well, there's a Fort Sill is the name of it. It's one of the oldest forts in operation, and it's pretty cool. So it's like, it dates back to like the Indians and stuff like that, and it's an active artillery training range. So that's a pretty cool deal. It's called Fort Sill. If you want to, you can stop by and see it, but I gotta keep it moving. The rocks here are really cool looking. They're really rounded, really weathered. And the reason is because these mountains, from what I understand, the Wichita Mountains here, this is Mount Scott that we're climbing up. They are 500 million years old. So really old mountains. The rocks are really, they've got a different shape to them than what you typically see in a mountainous area. See what I was talking about with how rounded they are? That's crazy. Whereas a lot of places, whenever you go, they're all jagged. These are not. They're nice and weathered. I guess 500 million years will do that to you. That one looked like maybe a longhorn, which that's not really that spectacular. I didn't see any buffalo or bison or anything in the national refuge there, but I did get to see some really awesome mountains and really awesome scenery, so that was pretty cool. Back on the Oklahoma Adventure Trail now. Chuck is actually behind me. He's going to follow me for a little while, so if you see him in the shot, he's driving the silver FJ. The Oklahoma Adventure Trail, I thought, was supposed to be made up of 70% dirt, gravel, and 30% asphalt. And if that is the case, I've hit the 30% within the first 2 days, I strongly feel. A lot of asphalt out here, which, you know, it's fine. I knew that there probably wasn't going to be too much technical off-roading, but a lot of asphalt. So if you're taking the trail, make sure that you prepare for that. A lot of birds too fly right out in front of you, and I try not to hit any birds or any other animal for that matter. So you know, every now and then we gotta do a quick little swerve or a break. But yeah, man, that's the current situation. Getting off of the mountains back into the rolling hills of Oklahoma, looking at windmills and farmed grasslands. they're all like in grids, long, flat, better shape than some of the paved roads that I've been on throughout the country. Oklahoma is just unique, man. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. You want to say that Oklahoma's all flat, but obviously you can see out the window here, it's not all flat. There's definitely some mountains here. The mountains look different than they do in other places. It's really a unique beauty, man. I really do like Oklahoma. And it reminds me of the Trans-America Trail because I spent so much time traveling through these types of roads, just, you know, going across the U.S. there and through the plains here. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's really pretty. I do got to kind of keep the pace up a little bit here. I'm, you know, trying to meet KC over at Little Sahara Sand Dunes tomorrow, and I wanted to get there tonight and camp and all, but I don't know that I'll be able to make it. It's about 135 miles from the restaurant that we stopped at and had lunch, and you know, you can make up some time though. You really can make up some time on these roads. You can do anywhere between 50 and 60 miles an hour comfortably. You know, I would recommend you take a little bit of air out of your tires so you get some better traction. Otherwise it will get kind of squirrely on you. But yeah, just beautiful farmland, just nothing but cows and flat land and some mountains in the backdrop. I will say I'm glad that I got some awesome weather to play in Oklahoma with, because these roads are absolutely no fun whenever it's raining. It's one of those deals that if you get stuck on these roads in the mud whenever it's muddy, then you just got to leave your truck there until it dries. They really are no fun at all. So I'm glad that it's dry. It's mid 60s right now. It's actually 65, and at nighttime it gets a little bit cold, but I can dig it, man. I'm enjoying this weather. During the summertime it would be almost too hot, and during the wintertime it gets real cold and even have to deal with snow in Oklahoma. Well, we've encountered our first reroute of the trip, and I hate that I'm going to reroute here, and I'm probably going to have to listen to it from you guys in the comments, and that's okay, because ultimately you guys aren't out here. So you see where Apple's at. The trail puts me coming down into the sand, which that's not bad. Then dropping off and crossing this river right here and coming up over on that side over there. The issue that I have though is I just don't have the clearance. With the stock size tires, I cannot make it off of this ledge here without getting hung up. The river itself is not that deep right here, and I feel sure it's probably not that deep all the way across. It's labeled on the map as tough water crossing, and I'd say that it probably is. So if I don't get hung up here and I do get into the river, then I have to worry about the fact that it's got this silty bottom. You know, it's not rock bottom, it's like a silty, sandy bottom. So then I have to worry about that. The next problem that I have is if for any reason I get bogged down in there and get stuck, I have nobody here with me. It's just me by myself. So I'm gonna have to turn around. That's gonna be my best judgment. I know, as much as I just wanna bog on through this shit, I'm gonna have to turn around. This seems to be an unfortunate trend here of lately with these water crossings. Just having to turn around. That sucks. Hey, I'm trying to find a mall. Y'all know where it's at? I'm lost. I need Starbucks. Caramel macchiato or something. What about heifers? You know where I can find me some heifers? No? Well, it's good talking to you. Hey, listen, man. You're gonna have to get back on your side of the fence. You can't be out here like this. This is dangerous. How did you even get out? That's a pretty damn sunset, ain't it? I mean, what you can see of it. When the sun was actually going down, it looked even better, but you guys can't see that with the camera that I have, so you'll just have to deal with this. All right, so I am currently looking for a campsite. It's dark, well, getting dark. It's 6:30 at night, and I've made up pretty good amount of ground today. I'd say I've probably gone a solid 250 in miles. And I got a late start. I still got about 100 or so miles to go before I get to the Little Sahara State Park, which is where I'm going to meet Casey from ActionTrax. We're going to go play in the sand dunes, but I'm not going to be able to make that tonight. I don't want to drive on these trails, or on these farm roads rather, during the nighttime. That's never a good idea. So I'm going to go try to find a campsite somewhere. Now, what I'll tell you is where we're at, there's absolutely nothing. And if all else fails, I will likely just pull off on the side of the road somewhere and just camp out there. But what I did find on the map here is a little place called 𝐼𝐴 Public Fishing Area. And I'm gonna go check it out, see what it's got to offer. And hopefully we can find a spot to kind of shack up for tonight. So that's the current situation. All right, so campsite for day number 2 is not bad at all. I'm not going to be doing anything tonight except for just chilling and hanging out right here. The temperature has dropped. As soon as the sun goes down out here, man, the temperature just plummets. So it went from being around 70 degrees till now it's right at around 50 degrees. And I think it's supposed to get even colder tonight. But yeah, beautiful campsite right next to some water here, out in the middle of nowhere. I should have a perfect view of the stars so long as the clouds stay out of the way. There's zero light pollution around here, so I'm stoked. I'm very stoked. The moon should be pretty too. Yesterday, the moon rose late last night, and it came right around that street light that I was complaining about. But nonetheless, when the moon rose, it was a gorgeous moon right over that little lake I was staying at last night. I imagine this little pond's going to be no different, but that's the current situation, man. Enjoying the views, enjoying the silence, enjoying my time out here in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and I'm not fishing. You know, I don't fish. It's not that I'm against it. Typically I don't really have the patience to fish, just because I don't like sitting in one spot for too long. But I'd like to do a trip one day where I'm kayaking or canoeing down a river 3 or 4 days and fishing along the way, camping along the way, and things like that. So one day, but not today. Today we're just going to sit here and enjoy the serenity. I present to you Nothing, performed entirely by Nature, off of their award-winning album, Oklahoma. I don't know what kind of animal that is, but that son of a bitch is not happy.